Hello and good morning friends, welcome to the CEC EduSet live lecture. Dear friends, we are pleased to announce that from today onwards we are starting a very new series, and this series is on management accounting. And for this very series we would like to tell you all that as this is the first session under the series, today we would be talking on introduction to the management accounting, and in the first half we would be talking on concepts, functions and tools of management accounting, whereas in the second half we would be discussing on the branches of accounting. And dear friends, for this very discussion on the two sessions, we have with us in our studios Dr. Amarjeet Kaur Malhotra. Dr. Amarjeet Kaur Malhotra is a renowned professor who is appreciated both in India as well as in abroad, and we would like to tell you all that currently she is a dean and professor in one of the leading institutions. So let's welcome our guest Dr. Amarjeet Kaur Malhotra, and let's try to grab maximum knowledge through her experience. Hello ma'am, welcome to the EduSet lecture.
Thank you. A very good morning to you all. We would be covering today in management accounting the concept of management accounting, followed by functions of management accounting, tools and techniques we use in management accounting. So this is the agenda for the day. So just have a look, you would come to know what we are going to cover today. So friends, we all know that the resources are very limited all around. Whenever we talk about resources available. Every economy, whichever you may refer, either you refer to United States, any Asian country, any European country, everywhere resources are limited. One particular type of resource may be available in plenty in one country, in one continent, but may not be the case in other continent or in the country. So, which means considering these limited resources, how a business can take best decisions for their utilization, for their efficient and effective utilization. So the point is, whatever information we have in financial accounting, in balance sheet and income statement, which is generated by financial accounting, that information is enough or not. We need to think about this. Friends, those who have already studied financial accounting or have ever looked at income statement or balance sheet of a company would know that we have figure of total sales, right? We have figure of total cost given in the income statement. Is information regarding how much sales revenue generated from X product, from Y product available or not? Do we have any cost data for a particular product or not? That is the question. So yes, it is not. Basically, financial accounting gives you information about total sales revenue, total cost data, total of assets we have current in the form of current or fixed, total of liabilities a business have, but it doesn't talk about the cost per product, per unit we sell, the sales revenue per product or per unit we sell or receive. So what is there for our rescue? Someone working in the company as manager or as any decision maker, he needs or she needs data on specific units, specific products, not only about specific products. If I am a manager in a company, I would require cost data for my products, territory wise. Maybe I have higher cost of selling the same product in northeastern state of the country than what I sell in North India. Because of the climatic issues, I may be selling this. Some same product would cost me to deliver. In a particular state, say for example Himalayas. If I have to send some product, in some city, far away city of Himalaya, then of course this is going to give me or have me a higher cost for transportation. So these informations are not available in financial statements. That is the one point. So to help us find out or generate relevant information which could help us for decision making, we rely on one branch of accounting, and that branch of accounting is known management accounting. So I believe you could have understood the context. The context is that we need to make best decision regarding the resources available in any business. And with that context, we have to gather or rather regroup the information which is there already available in financial statements or otherwise in business records. Now, what do? In management accounting, we analyze, we regroup, and we look at the information in depth so that that information becomes useful for decision makers, for managers, for owners, for any employee of the business. So that is what has been done in management accounting. If you refer to the slide here, it gives you an idea how management accounting has been defined by different bodies. If I refer to ICA England and Wales, it gives that any form of accounting which enables business to be conducted more efficiently can be regarded as management accounting. So if you look at the slide, you will find some part of the text has been colored red, which is emphasizing, the exact purpose or the meaning of the concept management accounting. So it's a business to be conducted more efficiently. That's where I am emphasizing at. Same way, if you refer to the second definition by ICMA London, it says management accounting is the application of professional knowledge and skill in the preparation of accounting information in such a way as to assist management in the participation of policies and in the planning and control of operations of the undertaking. So again, we are emphasizing here that management accounting is to assist management. So basically, all definitions or all literature available in this regard, it states that management accounting is there to help managers in decision making. So what kind of decision a manager has to take, that is what we need to understand. We all know, you would have studied in principles of management or in the concept of management that a manager has to plan things, has to coordinate things, has to control things, motivate his or her employees. So these are the primary function of any management, right? So management accounting is something which helps managers in efficient discharge of these managerial functions. So this is what helps us to define the functions of management accounting. So function of management accountings are, it provides and modifies data for decision making. That is the first and the foremost function of management accounting. So when I say it provides and modifies data for planning, what does it mean? As I just started today's lecture with referring to income statement and balance sheet, that was our background or the context. So in income statement and balance sheet, as I said, we have data available, but in total terms. In terms of total cost, we do have the data. We have the data for total sales revenue. We may have the data in for revenue from operations and revenue from non-business operations. But certainly we do not have data in the financial statements, product wise, area wise, territory wise, maybe manager wise. If I have to see who is performing best in my company in the sales team, then I need to see who is giving me the best sales revenue. That is just one parameter to assess someone's performance, but of course is a very, very important parameter. But that information is not there in financial accounting. So management accounting function is to provide data by modifying whatever data is available in business records, including financial statements. So that is the first thing that management accounting helps us in planning, through modifying the data available for it. The second is it helps us in analyzing and interpreting the data. So it doesn't provide only data, but it provides a help, or it provides us a guideline, a roadmap that how to analyze and interpret the data which we have available with us. So how do we analyze it? We do analyze with the help of many tools, many techniques available in management accounting, which we shall be discussing after some time in next module. So, and it helps us in interpretation. So, management accounting only it's not that it only provides you the data, but it helps us to interpret in the best possible way, in the most effective way, or most relevant information can be generated with the help of management accounting, which helps the management in managerial functions. Now, the third important function is it is a means of communicating. Once you have data been regrouped, then we do analyzed, we do generate certain report, that is interpretation, and then we do communicate that with the help of certain tools to the managers, maybe up to bottom level, or even whosoever is keen to use that information. So management accounting information is basically used from senior at the top level to the someone working at the bottom level in any organization. So that was the third function of management accounting. The fourth function is that it helps us in coordinating. So how does it helps in coordinating? As I said, managerial functions are very, very important, and they are dependent upon each other. Managerial functions are not performed in isolation. If we plan, then someone has to coordinate whatever we plan. Someone need to organize everything planned for. Someone need to motivate people involved in planning, control, even organizing, coordinating. Someone needs to check the final control even. So basically all managerial functions are interdependent and integrated with each other closely. So in that context, it becomes important that we have some coordination in terms of data, in terms of values, in terms of qualitative values or quantitative values both. So management accounting is one important branch of accounting which actually helps coordination amongst different branches of or different departments of a business. For example, if someone has to decide how much I have to sell, he needs, or how much I need to produce as a production manager, that production manager is certainly dependent upon the sales team. The forecast of how much sales are going to be there are made by the marketing research team or by the sales department of a company, which is shared with the production department, and that is how a production department decides how many units to be produced. Then this production department may share the same information with the purchase department. Based on that, we will decide that how many units of raw material are required to be procured for each product we intend to sell. So you can see a clear coordination required and happening with a particular tool available in management accounting, which we will discuss after some time. The last thing is it helps in facilitating control. So the last function of management accounting is mentioned here on the slide if you have a look. So that's what we are referring to. So management accounting facilitates control by ensuring that the planning is expressed in terms of numbers, and then actual results are recorded in numbers, in values, and then by comparing the actual results with the ones we planned for. So by comparing planning and the actual result, the best control can be exercised. So that's how management accounting helps us in controlling. Let's move forward. Now I would like to talk about tools and techniques available in management accounting. If you just recall what I just mentioned few minutes ago, that management accounting is a very important branch of accounting and helps us in all managerial functions, rather effective discharge of managerial function. So it means we should have or we must have something to claim such a big thing here. So certainly we have many tools available in management accounting which helps us in all managerial functions, from planning to controlling to coordinating to motivating. So I am going to talk in detail about all the tools available with us. The first tool available in management accounting is financial accounting itself. Yeah, I do refer to financial accounting when I started the talk today, but nevertheless, the data, the information all comes from primarily from financial accounting and secondarily from cost accounting. So basically, financial and cost accounting are two tools which provides us the primary data to be regrouped, to be mended, to be represented like that. So basically, but the primary source of information for business transaction is your financial accounting followed by cost accounting. So they become two very important tools. But certainly there are limitations of financial and cost accounting. That is why this branch of management accounting evolved. It gradually evolved. Basically, management accounting is the extension of cost accounting, the second tool which I am referring here. Management accounting gradually developed where we apply the techniques used in cost accounting for managerial, for effective discharge of managerial functions. So that is basically the extension of cost accounting. So these are the two important tools. They provide us data related to products, sales, cost data is in cost accounting, cost of different products, cost of different cost centers, cost of different departments, cost of running a machine, cost of running a department or running a campaign or advertising campaign or whatever, any kind of campaign here. So that all data is provided by the cost accounting. Financial accounting provides you the all kind of data related to 5 major elements, which is expenses, revenues, your assets, liability and capital. So broader 5 categories of variables which are covered by your financial accounting. So our primary data comes from financial accounting and cost accounting. So third tool of management accounting is ratio analysis. As I said, we actually regroup data first. We represent data first, but after regrouping, we kind of try to regroup or reform the data by using certain analyzing tools. One of the most important analyzing tool which is used for financial data is ratio analysis, where we actually analyze data for the purpose of finding out how well a business is doing in terms of its liquidity, in terms of its solvency, in terms of profitability, long term and both short term. So basically these are the few reasons that we analyze data with the help of ratios. So analyzing data by using ratios is known as ratio analysis, where ratio, of course you all understand, is relationship between two variables, where we study relationship between, say for example, gross profit or sales, or operating cost and sales, or operating cost and operating profit. Any two variables. The variables may come from balance sheet only, may come from income statement only, or one from each of them. So basically ratio analysis helps you to present the data in a very concise and short form. So handy information in terms of percentages, in terms of times is available in the hand of managers, which helps them to decide quickly. The next tool is fund flow statement and cash flow statement. These are again analyzing tools. in cash flow statement, we emphasize on finding out why the cash value changed. How come the cash was X amount in the beginning of a financial year and now has reached to Y amount? Say for example, it was 1000 crore rupees in hand as cash in the beginning of this year, say 1st of April, and now it is 31st March 2015. How much cash I do have? And then why this difference has occurred. So if it was 1000 crore in the beginning and now it is 1200 crore at the end, so there is an increase of 200 crore. So how come that increase in cash of by 200 crore have happened? So that's what is being actually analyzed by using cash flow statement. So very important tool, because it helps us keeping a right balance of cash within the company, so that we don't fail in any obligation which is due, and we don't have excess of cash, so that we don't lose interest or earning on that. So best utilization is done by using this tool which is known as cash flow statement. Another tool is again for analyzing of financial data and known as fund flow statement. Fund is basically working capital. So in this tool we find out what was the source of working capital and what was the application of working capital. When I say fund, we say working capital in terms of net working capital, which we take as a difference of current assets and current liabilities. So difference of these two is considered as net working capital and is also known by one more word, another word, which is as fund. So a statement which helps us to find out the reasons of changes in the working capital from the beginning of a current year to the end of the current year. So in one financial year, how come X amount has changed in working capital? Where does it come from? Where do we use it for? So that is what has been actually figured out with the help of this analysis tool, and a very important tool for management accounting, helps in decision making. The next tool I'm going to talk about is standard costing. Now the standard costing is a tool which is basically based on the cost data available in cost accounting. So in standard costing, we form standards for material, labor and overheads, three elements of cost. If you just can actually visualize, any product is made, then we do spend on material, we do spend on labor cost, and we do spend on overheads. This may not be true when we deliver services with the same proportion. Of course, we do use material, labor and overheads in services as well, but it is more true in manufacturing industry, where we use material, labor and overheads. So standard costing does what? Standard costing, as a very important tool in management accounting, helps in controlling cost by defining standards for material, for labor and overhead. Not only that, those standards are defined in terms of quantity and price both. It means X amount of quantity and X value of money should be used to pay for that quantity to produce 1 unit of any product. That's how we use standard costing, and this is a very important tool in planning your cost for material, for labor, for overheads, etc., and also a tool for costing. When we use the variance analysis under standard costing, it becomes a controlling tool. Now I believe you can associate my past statement which I made, that how management accounting helps us in managerial functions, planning to controlling. So this is a good example which helps us in planning as well as controlling. Another important tool is marginal costing or variable costing. This is a tool which considers that how much extra cost we are going to spend when we produce another unit of any product or service. So the marginal costing basically considers only variable cost while decision making. It emphasizes on variable costing or costs, and it says that fixed costs will remain fixed for a given period. So we should be considering variable cost for decision making, and that is the crux of this particular accounting tool, management accounting tools. And this is a tool which helps managers to decide either to shut down one operation or not, either to continue with the product or not, either to buy or procure or buy or produce a particular part of a product. So these are the decisions which help us, which are being made with the help of this particular tool. The next tool which we use in management accounting is a budgetary control system. The budgetary control system is the most important tool in management accounting. I am purposefully using, or trying to emphasize on this. This is a tool which would be used by every professional either working in the area of marketing, finance, HR. So this is the most important tool available in management accounting. What does we do in this with the help of this tool? This tool basically is a tool where we plan in terms of numbers in the form of a budget. So budget is basically a statement where we plan in quantitative terms. So planning presented in numbers is basically a budget. This is a statement basically. And when we use as a controlling tool, means at the end of any operation or function, when we compare the actuals with the what we planned for, it becomes a budgetary control. It becomes a control tool. So we call that as budgetary control system. So this is what is there in this particular tool. The last tool is statistical methods. So you will be surprised to hear this word statistical methods. What are they doing here in management accounting? Yes, it is very much true that we don't only use financial accounting, cost accounting or standard costing, etc. We do use many statistical methods from regression to simple mean to median and whatnot to present, because my beginning statement was we represent data, we regroup data, and to present the data in a very concise form or to assign meaning to the data, we define we depend upon many tools then only on accounting, and that's why we use statistical methods as well, and they become a very part and parcel of management accounting in terms of their tools. This is the second module of management accounting, where we will be talking about functions of management, importance and utility of management accounting, branches of management accounting, and limitation of management accounting. So three different topics are going to be covered in this module. So first of all, importance of management accounting. I don't think I need to spend very much time on this particular concept, considering in the first module we covered that management accounting emphasizes or helps us in planning to controlling in all managerial functions, and that is the importance of management accounting. If you look at the slide, it clearly says that utility of management accounting or importance of management accounting is that it assists management in planning, it helps management in controlling, it helps management in coordinating, organizing, motivating and communicating. basically all managerial functions are performed, and that becomes the importance of management accounting or utility of management accounting. So not spending much time on this, I would now move to limitation of management accounting. So what are the limitations of management accounting? The first important thing is here to understand that, we as management accountants rely on authenticity of the basic records available to us. So the basic information we use is from financial accounting and cost accounting. They are the primary tools, as I just referred in module 1, that primary tools of management accounting are financial accounting and cost accounting. It means whatever the data is being produced by these two branches of accounting, that becomes the basis for a management accountant to work at. We do rectify, we do modify the data, we do regroup the data, but the basic data remains same. So the point is, if the primary data was having some kind of fringes, some kind of flaws in it, some limitations were there, that is carried into the reports generated by management accounting even after analyzing, even after regrouping. So we would be able to exclude few of the flaws or limitations, but not all of them. So this is important to remember, that the source of data which we use in management accounting is basically financial accounting and cost accounting, and any limitation, any flaw in that data will progress automatically to the management accounting reports as well. The second limitation is that it requires comprehensive knowledge. If you remember what we talked in tools, I just referred that we do use statistical tools, we do use data from cost accounting, we do use data from management accounting, and for times we do refer to many reports of business analytics, even Wall Street journals. We may refer to any NASSCOM data or any economic indicators. So basically, to make a very effective decision making, or to produce best report for management to help them in decision making, the management accounting relies on many areas, many fields, including statistics, including cost financial accounting. So it means a person who is management accountant, practicing management accountant, and is helping management needs to possess comprehensive knowledge. That becomes limitation, though is not a limitation as such, but of course it narrows down the number of people who can actually turn out as effective management accountant. Effective management accountant need to possess all kind of information which I am just referring to. The third tool which we use, or third limitation which is there, is that it is only a tool. Finally, the final decision is always made by the management accountants or the people who are involved in decision making or who are using it. It means it is not, it is just a means of arriving to the best decision. But it is no way tool to arrive at the best decision. It's rather a tool assisting in arriving at the best decision. So indirectly supports making a best decision or effective decision about available resources, about best utilization of resources. The next limitation it has, that when I say a person, a management accountant, or anyone who is practicing management accounting, he or she has to support management deciding best, and they generate reports for management. Now, the person who is practicing, his intuition, his own subjectivity can influence, can affect adversely or positively, maybe either way, but it can certainly influence or affect the information generated by management accounting. So that is another limitation of management accounting. The last limitation I would say that whenever we have to use management accounting in a full-fledged way, then there's a very heavy installation cost. If we have to apply standard costing system or budgetary control system, we need to have processes defined for that. We need to have center or a point where information regarding cost data is accumulated. We need to have point someone who is planning or a committee who is actually working on budgets. We need to have people who are actually preparing or are into budgeting, so who is producing that particular document, preparing that document. So every particular tool, so all tools which we just refer, they are expensive to establish, to be practiced. So basically we may require a lot of help from technology, a number of people to be employed. So it turns out to be effective tools. So whenever any company has to decide of launching or introducing this branch of accounting in their company, they need to be careful. They need to weigh the cost of implementing management accounting with the benefit they're expecting to get out of it. So this is a word of caution. Else management accounting is very effective, very important in decision making. Moving forward, now we will talk about the branches of accounting. There are three important branches of accounting. As I just referred about them: financial accounting, cost accounting, and the third one which we are actually talking is the one management accounting. So financial, cost and management accounting, they are three important branches. So I will just spend a minute on how they are interlinked or how different they are, and then we will talk about the difference in detail. So how they are interlinked, the financial, or what do they do? Basically, the financial accounting provides you the data about the 5 important variables, that is assets, liability, revenue, expenses and capital. So it provides financial data which is actually more of use to the external parties. That is what the financial accounting is. Then the cost accounting basically works at accumulating the cost or information of products and services a company is producing or dealing in. That is what the cost accounting is. So main emphasis of cost accounting is accumulating data so that we could control cost effectively. In the long run, we could reduce cost permanently. That is what cost accounting is. And the third branch, management accounting, we all have or would have known by this time that management accounting is a branch of accounting which assists management in discharging managerial functions effectively. So after referring to these three branches of accounting, let's talk about the difference between financial accounting and management accounting, as well as the cost accounting and management accounting. So the first, I will define differences on the basis, so that will give you a best understanding about how these branches are different from each other. The first basis, have a look at the slide. The first basis which I am going to use here is the objective. The financial accounting is having an objective to generate financial data which is useful to end users. So financial data is important and its objective is to help external parties in decision making. Whereas the objective of management accounting is to generate data which is or to assist management. So generating data in such a way that which could assist in managerial decision making. So that is the first basis of difference between financial accounting and management accounting. Whereas the third branch, cost accounting, the objective of cost accounting is to generate cost data for cost planning and cost controlling and reduction. So this is the objective. That's the first basis for differentiation between the three. The second basis I would like to refer is end users. So who are the end users? The end user of financial accounting is external parties. External parties could be your this government, could be any labor union, could be shareholders, current or the future prospective ones, could be a financer who has to provide loan to a company, or could be maybe a person who has already given loan, either a banking company or a non-banking corporation, but they want to see how a business is doing. So they all are users, but they all are external. None of them is sitting or is the direct part of the business, if you just refer to all the users I just referred. Whereas in case of management accounting, the users are the internal management, including junior to senior to middle level management, but that information which is generated with the help of management accounting is basically used by the internal management. So this is about the users. Whereas the third branch of accounting, cost accounting, the users are again your managers, the management management at different levels. But in that case, the users are only those part of the management people who are involved in cost planning or cost controlling reduction. Whereas in case of management accounting, it is useful to all functional areas. Whereas in cost accounting, of course, even a marketing person has to control his budget, so cost has to be controlled. Even a sales guy has to control his selling cost and all. So cost accounting is used by the people who deals with the cost data of products and services. Whereas management accounting is very broad in terms of its uses and is used internally. But yes, we should understand that both management accounting and cost accounting, the users are insider. With one exception about cost accounting, in certain industries it is compulsory or it is mandatory by law that they should be disclosing the cost information about the products they manufacture. So in that case, the cost accounting also becomes, the users for cost accounting becomes internal as well as external. So whereas in financial accounting, the users are only externals, and management accounting users are absolutely internals. So that is how these three branches are different from each other on the basis of end users. The third basis of differentiation between these branches I am using here is nature of data or the type of data we use. The nature of data which is used in case of financial accounting is purely quantitative. Kindly note it down, we never use qualitative data in financial accounting. Whereas in management accounting, we use both quantitative as well as qualitative data. We may use, how many trucks we have as well as the quality of the trucks, the life of the trucks, and the market value of the trucks in case of management accounting. So they all are assets, for example, but in financial accounting, we will simply talk about the value of those trucks we possess, we own, a business own. Whereas in case of management accounting, we may consider when we are for example, revamping our transportation, we are reviewing, outsourcing the transportation facility. So this is a management decision one has to take, because this may bring down my total cost of delivery to customer. So if I am thinking as a manager to outsource transportation facility, I need to have a look how many trucks I do have, how many that carrier trucks I have, what is the cost, what is the market value, how much is the fuel cost, how many people I have employed, the quality of those trucks, how many more years it can run, how many kilometers they have already run, how many of them are new, how many are run by CNG, or those information which are otherwise not presented in financial accounting could be useful in a decision making, while and should be and may be used in management accounting to generate a relevant report for the best decision. So, to take an informed decision, we do use both qualitative and quantitative data. So, management accounting does that. And the cost accounting, again, it uses only the financial in the quantitative data. But when we extend cost accounting for supporting management accounting, then we do use both quantitative as well as qualitative data. Moving forward, the fourth basis for differentiation is focus on time frame. So, if you could actually comprehend here that financial accounting is a branch of accounting which uses the data to make financial statements which belongs to past. Whatever has happened in the past, in the last financial year, for example, is presented in financial statements, right? So, the time frame for financial accounting is historical, past. So, we don't refer to future. Everything but whichever has been over, had happened, is presented either the sales value or the actual cost data or the actual cost of procuring a building, the value of the land we possess, everything refers to past. So, if we are closing our books on 31st December or 31st March, so that data belongs to in the balance sheet on that particular date and accumulated throughout the financial year. Whereas the management accounting is is a branch which emphasizes on future. It has a futuristic approach. So, when we have to use data, we do use data from financial accounting from the past, but more so we refer to the future data, future information, future forecast, future analysis made, analytical results or announcements made by different bodies. So, this is the time frame. Cost accounting, again, when it's used for the purpose of reporting for certain companies or certain industries where it is mandatory, it is always referring to past, historical. But nevertheless, we can make cost sheets, cost data for future as well. Moving forward, the next reason or next basis to differentiate between the three branches of accounting is adherence to accounting principles. So, first of all, financial accounting is certainly based on the accounting principles which we follow in terms of accounting standards, which comprises accounting concepts, conventions. So, there is a clearly defined framework that how to write your books and how to generate your financial statements. Whereas, in case of management accounting, we do not have a set standard principles. We do form our own principles or our own practices rather to generate reports for decision making. Every business may have its own way of writing a budget, its own way of generating a cost sheet, or its own way of writing a standard cost sheet or variance or presenting a variance analysis sheet. So management information system basically reports all that. So, which could be very much up to a management, up to a business to decide how to present that report. But in financial accounting, we have to adhere to whatever has been prescribed by an accounting board of a particular country. For example, we have ICAI, an institute which helps us to understand the framework which guides us with accounting standards, principles and concepts, etc. Whereas management accounting, there is no such guidelines. Companies are free to prepare a report the way they want or they need for the purpose of decision making. Cost accounting, certainly, as I said, certain industries where this is mandatory, there is certain guidelines, but again not very rigid guidelines are there in journal. The next thing is precision. The information which has been generated by financial accounting, as it is based on certain rules, certain accounting guidelines, so that information is supposed to be more precise than the information which is generated by the management accounting or even by the cost accounting. Why? Of course, because your financial accounting has a set of format. We know we have schedule which defines how should we be writing income statement, how should we be writing or presenting a balance sheet, and exactly how that information is generated. That is a very precise nature of information, because there are guidelines to generate or write that information. Whereas in management accounting, your reports could be as long as management wants or as the need of the hour is. It could be as short and crispy and precise as it is required. So there is no guideline and there is no certainty of the precision, accuracy or maybe precision of the information, because there could be element of institution, there could be element of subjectivity, which is more true in case of management accounting. There are very rare possibilities of when a judgment is used in generating the financial statements, especially when there are choices of methods available. But otherwise, in management, in financial accounting, there is more precise information available than what management accounting does or provides to us. Moving forward, the next difference is based on the reporting frequency. The reporting frequency in financial accounting is annual. Yes, if we refer to any business daily or any newspaper, you will come across that businesses are releasing unaudited financial statements even in a quarter. I do agree, and you would be knowing that. So it means businesses may prepare financial statements in financial accounting and may even share with the general public, but they are not audited one. They are going to share the final audited financial statements at the end of one accounting year. So basically, the frequency of reporting financial data in financial accounting is one financial year. Whereas in management accounting, there is no limit. You can have a report generated 10 times a day, maybe one report after 2 years, after 5 years, or every month you have a report, every week you have a report. For example, we just talked about the budgets. Budgets in most of the companies, production budgets are on daily basis. There are companies which prepares cash budget on daily basis. Companies may have a sales budget for a month. So it means if there is daily production budgets, we would have 365 production budgets. That is management report only, right? So the reporting frequency varies a lot between these three branches of accounting. Cost accounting, again, there is no fixed rule. It could be as many as a management needs. It will again depend upon the size of the business, the nature of the business. If there is a business which doesn't deal in cash at all, which does not sell at cash at all, or if there is a business which does not sell at credit at all, other way around, right? So that will decide how many time a cash budget would be prepared by the business. Right. So this is another basis for differentiation between these three branches of accounting. The last base is compulsion. Yes, this is very much compulsory for companies operating in India and in most of the part of the world. Every country has its own rules that companies needs to prepare their financial statements and share with the shareholders and stakeholders, especially for the public limited companies, they need to make their statements public. So this is compulsory for them to prepare financial statements and report it to all the stakeholders or the external users, whereas there is no compulsion for any business to practice management accounting or not. It is will and the whims of the business, needs of the business. They can decide how much management accounting they want, all tools of management accounting they need to use, or only any of the tool they need to use, and how often or how delayed they want to use it. Whereas in cost accounting, as I said, only specified industries, they need this cost accounting statements to be prepared, cost statements to be prepared and shared, whereas not for all the companies or industries. So this is all in this module. Thank you very much to you all.
With this note, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so very much. And dear friends, we would be meeting again very soon and would be discussing on another topic under the series, Management Accounting. Till then, take care. Goodbye. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.